Hello everyone, Tom from 8-Brick Gaming here, and I'm here today to bring you an analysis video of the leaked Gears of War beta gameplay footage that we got just yesterday. Unfortunately, the footage does appear to have been taken down from YouTube. If you visit our first video on the matter, you can see that the link we posted no longer works, which, just between you and me, probably means the footage was real. So yeah, it looks like the beta did actually happen. Gears of War, the remastered one, hopefully is on the way, and there was only about 40 seconds worth of gameplay footage, but we can glean a little bit from it. So I've decided to make this video just to take you through some of the more interesting points I noticed while watching him play the game. First of all, they appear to be playing on the map Canals, which is an old favourite. It came back in Gears of War 2, but with a bit more of an icy glaze to it. Of course, this is the Gears of War 1 version, so it doesn't have any ice, doesn't have anything like that. In my opinion, it looks a lot darker than the original Canals, and that seems to have been juxtaposed by the addition of new, hanging Chinese lanterns, which add a bit more light and a bit more colour to the area, and honestly, it's a really nice visual addition. This also kind of in part plays with the whole reflections thing going on in the puddles and everything like that, and all in all, just add to the whole graphical upgrade to the game. But moving on to gameplay now, because that's what really matters the most. If you're a big Gears of War if you're an original Gears of War diehard, you'll be pleased to know that the gameplay is still 4v4. It was up to 5v5 in Gears of War 2 and 3, but they are keeping it 4v4, and that's probably the most principal gameplay mechanic that's being kept the same. Hopefully, although we don't actually get to see this, I'm really hoping that the matchmaking is refined, because Gears of War 1's matchmaking was very bare bones. But then, to be fair, that was the early days of it was really the early days of at least console online gaming. And Gears of War 2, at least improved the matchmaking process quite a bit. So hopefully, we'll get to see that in the new game. But yeah, it's still 4v4, which is nice. There are some new additions, however. The game mode the person was playing in the beta was actually Team Deathmatch, which wasn't originally available in Gears of War 1. The only game modes available were Warzone, Assassination and Execution, until the DLC arrived that allowed you to play Annex. Now, that was quite funny, because nobody touched Assassination in Gears of War 1. Literally nobody played it. I remember mostly playing Execution in Gears of War 1, but I love Warzone as well. But nobody touched Assassination. So it's interesting that TDM's coming in, because that was only in Gears of War 3. So it looks like they are pretty much going to at least update the game modes. I think we can probably guess they're going to add Guardian, Wingman, King of the Hill. So all of that sort of thing's probably going to come in as well, alongside, the standard Gears of War fare. So that's really cool, because I actually really like TDM, at least how Gears does it. And the fact that there's 4 of you now rather than 5 means that there's slightly less room for error. So that's going to be quite fun, I think. That's going to be quite good. Another interesting point to note is that he's playing as Carmine, which is called A Carmine, but the beta player also appears to have a gold Lancer, implying that there's going to be some form of customization and skins. So that's interesting. So I feel like it might be a bit early to say, but it seems like they might be taking basically Gears of War 3's multiplayer and sticking it on Gears of War 1. Which, a lot of you might not be happy about, but I personally think it's going to be quite good, because there was a lot of fleshing out that the Gears of War 3 really did. Just so great, so great. And then just another very minor point I noticed, the map of the map appears at the beginning of the match, like it did in Gears of War 3. I can't actually remember if it began in Gears of War 2 or not, but it definitely was Gears of War 3, where the map of the area came up to start with. So that's cool to see that again. But yeah, all in all, it looks like they're making it more like Gears of War 3. Like I said, we only got 40 seconds of gameplay, and unfortunately the gameplay is gone now. But we can really hope for an E3 reveal for this game, as well as hopefully something about Gears of War 4, or whatever it's going to be called. But yeah, count me very excited for this remastered edition of Gears of War 1. I'm now wondering, because we've got the new game modes and stuff, will they add in the new weapons? So things like the Ink Grenade, the Retro Lancer, the sawed-off shotgun, and then, all the massive weapons as well. So, things like the Mulcher and stuff like that. I think it was called the Mulcher. It's been far too long since I played Gears of War. However, there are some great maps to be had on Gears of War 1. Obviously, you've got Gridlock in its vanilla form, which is great. Rooftops is a personal favourite of mine that never came back, so hopefully we'll see that again. But Canals, from what we've seen so far, looks to be pretty faithfully recreated. Obviously with the addition of these small aesthetic details like the lanterns and stuff. But that's pretty much what I managed to glean from the 40 seconds of gameplay we got. If you guys saw the gameplay, do let us know what you thought of it. Were you impressed? Are you hopeful for the game? And basically, are you looking forward to getting it? Do you think they'll include the new weapons and stuff like that? And will they have characters from the newer games? Characters I find less likely. Because let's face it, if you have never played Gears before, and this remaster one is the first one you get, you don't want like Queen Mirror spoiled for you straight away. So yeah. Let me know, guys, though, in the comments below what you thought of the gameplay trailer. If you saw it, it's a shame I can't link it to you, I'm afraid, because it is gone now, I think. But hey, like I said, that just seems to validate it. So let me know in the comments below, guys. Please subscribe to 8-Bit Gaming as well. We'd really appreciate it. We're putting out a lot of content. Keep coming back every day, just because we're going to do more content every day, really. So yeah, guys, until next time, see you later.